Hi everybody, and welcome to Recipes from the Patwin Kitchen. My name is Chef Casey. I'm the executive chef for Yocha, Dehe, Wintun Nation, owners, operators of Cache Creek Casino and the lovely olive mill here in Brooks, California. Today we're going to be doing some quail. We're going to roast them off. We're going to stuff them with a little bit of sage and a little bit of bay leaf, simple seasoning on top, paprika, salt, pepper. Kind of let the oven do the work, kind of slow roast them, and then we're going to finish them off with a nice little succotash of some butternut squash that we farm here at Secca Hills, some of our chickpeas that we use here, same chickpeas that we use in our hummus, little tomato, little onion, pepper, that kind of stuff. So a nice, easy dish that can be done family style, it can be done plated, and it really showcases the style meat that they had to survive on here in the valley when it came to sustainable food and meat. So first, let's season our quail. Very simple again. We're gonna do a little paprika just to get some color on that skin. Stuff with some bay leaf, a little salt, pepper. Yeah, very simple. You just take your bay leaves, kind of stick them in there, kind of get them nice and stuffed. Kind of that dry bay leaf when it cooks is gonna kind of roast, and a lot of the aromatics are gonna come out. They're gonna come through the bird. Everything's gonna be nice. Now the quail don't take too long. Maybe 10-15 minutes, just kind of make sure that the liquids run clear when you pierce it to make sure that it is fully cooked. Very simple bird, but again, it's a bird that was hunted, it was gathered. It wasn't an easy bird to get, you had to work for it. It was fast. It was a bird that when they were able to catch it and eat it meant something around the fire. So there was a traditional story where they would take the bird and they would char it right into the flame. If I had a flame, I'd be doing it right now today. Right into the flame, and they would crisp the skin up. So the skin was almost burnt. Take the bird off the fire, eat the skin as almost like a first course, and then they would put the bird back onto the fire. And that would really finish the cooking, then they would pull the bird back out. And literally, from the stories I was told, they would just crumble the bird up on wood or platters or whatever they could find, and that's how they would feast. So now that our bird is seasoned, this would go into the oven, 350 degrees. And now we can start with our succotash. So again, we're gonna use our Arbequina olive oil. And I'm spoiled today because they're in the middle of milling season. There's oil everywhere. Oleo's coming out beautiful. It's the greenest oil I've seen since I've been up here. It's phenomenal stuff. It really showcases the type of labor of love that the tribe has up here when it comes to their oil production, when it comes to their wines, their oils, balsamics, and what they put into the olive mill. So get your oil nice and hot. Start with a little bit of onion. I'm also gonna add a little bit of leek to this today. I had some fresh leeks, so I'm gonna add a little bit of leek. Because leek is an onion, but it also has a little bit of the garlic flavor to it, right? So a little bit best of both worlds. Kind of get that sauteing. So you're gonna wanna start with your squash first. Okay, this is our butternut squash. We farm it here at Secca Hills. We have it in our deli. We make sandwiches out of it. It's a beautiful squash. Squash is, it is the season now for these type of vegetables. Make sure to add a little bit of pancetta to it. This bacon fat is gonna really help season all your veggies. So let that bacon cook. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna cut a little bit of chili. This is kind of a Fresno chili. A little bit of spice to it. You don't have to add the chili if you don't want to. If you wanted to do a bell pepper or something on the lower end of spice, you can. Or if you don't want to omit it altogether, you can as well. I like the chili because it just brings a little color, but also a little bit of heat. And I'm gonna keep the seeds in for additional heat. I think it's gonna help with the quail. And I'm gonna finish everything with our Secca Hills honey. So that honey is gonna need a little bit of spice to go with it. A little more salt, pepper. So now we're gonna add a little bit of tomato. And the tomato's gonna break down, right? The tomato's gonna break down, it's gonna almost turn kind of saucy on you. And that sauce is gonna help thicken this a little bit. So whenever I add a new ingredient, I always add more salt. And I add some bay leaf to it. Since I have the bay leaf in the quail, I kind of want to have it in both dishes. Now the bay leaf will probably break up on you. You can leave it in when you serve, or you can take it out. Either way. I'll do a little carrot. I'll do a little celery. So let's finish off with the chickpea. Again, these chickpeas are so good. We make our hummus out of them. They're so buttery, so flavorful. So while that's working, we'll cut some herbs. I think I'm gonna do some parsley, a little bit of thyme, do some rosemary, and then we'll do a little green onion, just to finish. So I like to keep my rosemary whole, because it will break down on you when you're cooking. But if you don't like big bites of rosemary, then you can cut this down. Add the herb. At this point in time, I'd probably pull your quail out, let it rest. You're gonna need that quail to you're gonna want all that liquid to come back into the bird. Currently right now it's all throughout the body, so you want it to come back in, let it rest. Let's just give it one last try just to make sure before we do the proper plate. You're looking for nice seasoning, salt, you're looking for that pancetta to come through. I think we're okay. I think this tastes great. I taste the salt from the pancetta, the olive oil's coming through, the chickpea, a little bit of that Fresno chili. I have a nice little board here to kind of replicate maybe a wood platter that they might have had, some sort of wood, bark, a tule plate, and just kind of right on top. So you would take your quail, kind of put the quail in, and you have a little bit of liquid in here you can put back onto the bird. So as you can see, it all plates up nicely. The quail is cooked perfectly. It's got that nice golden brown skin. You have all your seasonal ingredients. It's a great story to tell. It's a great dish to cook. And to me, it kind of resembles what they might have done in this area, in this valley, to sustain themselves food-wise. They could use, I also heard a story about how quail was so hard to come by because it was so fast and hard to catch that it was a good trading meat. So if they had it, it was almost, you had a good bargaining tool because you had quail. And you could trade that with other tribes coming from the coast with the salmon or the seaweed or that kind of stuff coming through the valley. And to finish it all off, what we can do, just to counteract a little bit of that Fresno chili, we do a little bit of our Second Hills honey, a little bit of heat in there. This honey will help counteract that. There you go. That's our finished dish. We have roasted quail, chickpea, and butternut squash succotash. Thank you very much. Chef Casey signing off. And come see us again for our recipes from the Patwin Kitchen. Thank you.